Once upon a time, in a big, bustling city, there was a huge church called Holy Ground Ministries. Everyone wanted to go there because of a very famous prophetess named Esmeralda, but everyone called her Mama Vision. People said she had magical powers. Some whispered that she could see right into your soul and know all your secrets, even the ones you kept hidden deep inside. Others believed she talked to God directly. But Naomi, a quiet girl who went to the church, felt something wasn't quite right. One Sunday, there was a lot of excitement. Mama Vision was going to perform a miracle. A lady named Delphine, who assisted Mama Vision, came running to the front of the church, shouting, "She did it again. Mama healed him." Everyone cheered. Naomi watched as a man who everyone thought was crippled stood up. But Naomi remembered seeing that same man walking around the market just a few days before, perfectly fine. A little seed of doubt started to grow in Naomi's heart. She wondered if Mama Vision's miracles were real. A long time ago, Esmeralda wasn't Mama Vision. She was just a regular girl from a nice, religious family. Her parents taught her to be honest and kind. She was a shining star in her church. She led Sunday school, organized prayers, and sang beautifully in the choir. Everyone loved her and thought she would do great things. But somehow, things changed. Esmeralda wanted her own church, but it was hard. She wasn't getting many followers. Then, she went to a big meeting for pastors. There, she met some famous preachers who seemed to have a special kind of power. One of them, Pastor Gideon, talked to her secretly. He told her that being good wasn't enough. If she wanted to be powerful, she had to make a big sacrifice. He told her about a special ceremony where she would have to give something very important. Esmeralda was scared, but she really wanted to be famous and powerful. Pastor Gideon promised that this ceremony would give her the influence she craved. So, she agreed. That night, she took part in a strange ritual. She gave up her chance to ever have children. It was a very big sacrifice. When it was over, she felt different, like a dark shadow had fallen over her. She couldn't explain it, but something had definitely changed. After the meeting, Esmeralda's luck changed. People started coming to her church. Soon, she became famous all over the country. Her church was packed with people from everywhere. She became rich and powerful. But nobody knew Mama Vision's secret. She was more than just a fake prophetess. She had a dark secret. Esmeralda was half human and half serpent. It was a secret from a long time ago. From a mysterious underwater kingdom. Every night, at midnight, she would disappear from her fancy house. She would go to the river behind her house, turn into a serpent, and swim down into the water. Under the water, she would meet with other pastors and prophets who had also made deals with the underwater kingdom. They were all part of a secret club. They shared dark secrets and planned how to trick their followers. Esmeralda got her power from the Marine Queen, a scary creature with snake-like features. The Marine Queen gave her special powers, like the ability to see into people's lives. But there was a price. Esmeralda had given up her soul, her goodness, and her ability to have children. She had made a terrible trade for power. Back at the church, nobody knew about Esmeralda's midnight trips. They thought she was a holy prophetess. Her church grew bigger and bigger. People came from far away, hoping for miracles. They would give her anything: money, animals, even precious family heirlooms. Esmeralda's church became a money-making machine. After a while, Esmeralda started making new rules in the church. She gave everyone a mirror and called it the mirror of life. She told people to look into the mirror every morning and talk to it. She said it would help them see the parts of their spirit that needed healing. People believed her, but the mirrors were actually connected to the underwater kingdom. Through the mirrors, Mama Vision could spy on everyone and learn their secrets. One Sunday, she called a young woman named Jada to the front of the church. "Last night, you argued with your husband about his job, didn't you?" Esmeralda asked. Jada was shocked. How did she know? Everyone was amazed by Mama Vision's powers. But Esmeralda had used the mirror to look into Jada's life the night before. The church also started selling holy water and miracle oil. They were just ordinary water and oil, but Esmeralda said they could cure any sickness, fix any marriage, and bring lots of money. She charged a lot of money for these things. Naomi saw a poor mother give all her savings for a tiny bottle of miracle oil. Naomi's doubts grew stronger. One day, a young man named Caleb came to the church with his mother. He had just come back from overseas. They wanted a blessing from Mama Vision. Esmeralda called Caleb to the front. She looked at him seriously and said, "The Lord has revealed something troubling to me. My son, your life battery is running dangerously low. I see darkness ahead. If nothing is done, you won't live to see your 30s. Marriage, children, all of that will be lost." Caleb was terrified. "Mama, what does that mean?" he asked. Esmeralda said, "It means you need to make a sacrifice. A powerful seed. Something that cost you deeply. The Lord blesses those who give from the heart." Caleb's mother was very worried. "What kind of sacrifice?" she asked. Esmeralda said, "The Lord has told me that your son's life can be renewed with the sacrifice of a cow. Not just any cow, but one that is strong, healthy, and perfect." Caleb didn't know where to get a cow. "Don't worry," Esmeralda said. "You don't have to find a cow. Just give me the money, and I will take care of the rest." Caleb's mother begged him to do it. She was scared for her son's life. So, Caleb wrote a big check for Esmeralda. She took the check with a smile. "Your obedience has pleased the Lord," she said. "Your life is now in God's hands." Caleb felt relieved, but he didn't know that Esmeralda wasn't going to buy a cow. She just kept the money for herself. She was building a big, fancy house with all the money she tricked people into giving her. Naomi saw what Esmeralda was doing. She saw how she lied and cheated people. She knew she had to do something. She wanted to expose Mama Vision and her evil ways. Esmeralda's tricks. Esmeralda didn't just trick people out of their money. She also tried to control their lives. She liked to target rich and important men, especially married men. She would tell them that their wives were the reason for their problems. She would say that their wives were jealous and greedy and were blocking their blessings. Then, she would tell the men that she could help them. She would invite them to her house for special prayer sessions. These sessions weren't about prayer. Esmeralda would try to get the men to have affairs with her. She would tell them that if they were loyal to her, they would be blessed. She broke up many families with her lies. Naomi was very upset by this. She knew that Esmeralda was not just a fake prophetess. She was a dangerous woman who was hurting a lot of people. Another trick Esmeralda used involved jerry cans of water. People would bring jerry cans of water to her, and she would say she would bless them. She would tell them that the water would solve all their problems. People would pay her for this. But all she did was pour salt and sugar into the water. She knew that the salt and sugar would change the taste a little bit, and people would think the water was truly blessed. One day, Naomi overheard two of Esmeralda's helpers talking about the jerrycan trick. They were laughing about how much money people were paying for just salt and sugar. Naomi was shocked. She knew she had to expose Esmeralda. One night, Naomi decided to follow Esmeralda. She waited near the river behind Esmeralda's house. At midnight, she saw Esmeralda come out of her house. Esmeralda started chanting in a strange language. Then, Naomi saw something unbelievable. Esmeralda started to change. Her skin shimmered, and scales grew all over her body. Her legs turned into a tail. She had turned into a serpent. She slithered into the water and disappeared. Naomi was terrified. She realized that Esmeralda was not just a fake prophetess. She was something much worse. She was connected to a dark, evil world. The next morning, Naomi went to church. She was scared, but she knew she had to tell everyone the truth. She had to warn them about Esmeralda. Esmeralda knew that Naomi was suspicious. She looked at Naomi during the service with a strange smile. During the altar call, Esmeralda said she had a special blessing for someone. Then, she looked right at Naomi and said, "Naomi, come forward. The Lord has shown me that you carry a heavy burden. Let Mama Vision lift it from you." Naomi's heart pounded. She was afraid, but she walked to the front. Esmeralda put her hand on Naomi's forehead. Naomi felt a cold shiver. Esmeralda whispered in her ear, "You are treading dangerous waters, my child. Be careful. Some secrets are not meant to be uncovered." Naomi was scared, but she didn't give up. She knew she had to expose Esmeralda. She continued to gather evidence. She took pictures and recordings. She talked to people who had been tricked by Esmeralda. Finally, Naomi had enough evidence. She gave everything to the news. The news spread like wildfire. Everyone was shocked. They couldn't believe that Mama Vision was a fake. They felt betrayed. They had given her their money, their trust, and their love. And she had lied to them. In a final message to the church, Naomi said, "My brothers and sisters, this has taught me a very important lesson. Just because someone calls themselves a prophet or a servant of God doesn't mean they are. We have to be careful. We have to look beyond appearances. Not every church or prayer house is good. Not everyone who says they are a pastor is telling the truth." Naomi reminded everyone that even though Esmeralda was a fake, there were still good, honest pastors. "They are true servants of God," she said. "They work hard to bring God's love and truth to people. They don't ask for money or special sacrifices. They just live good, kind lives." Many people were angry at Esmeralda. They felt foolish for being tricked. They cried and mourned for the years they had wasted and the money they had lost. But they also learned a valuable lesson. They learned to be more careful and to trust their own instincts. Esmeralda's lies were finally exposed. Her church was empty. People realized that her miracles were fake, her prophecies were lies, and her power came from a dark place. She was no longer Mama Vision. She was just Esmeralda, a woman who had made a terrible deal with the underwater kingdom. She lost everything, her fame, her fortune, and her followers. Naomi became a hero. She had been brave and strong. She had risked her own safety to tell the truth. She had freed many people from Esmeralda's lies. She showed everyone that even though there is darkness in the world, there is also light. And sometimes, it takes just one person to shine that light and expose the darkness. And so, the story of Mama Vision became a cautionary tale, a reminder that not everything is as it seems. It taught people to be discerning, to question what they see and hear, and to always seek the truth. It also showed the power of courage and the importance of standing up for what is right, even when it's scary. For even in the darkest of times, hope can prevail, and the truth can shine through. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know your favorite part in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories. See you in the next story.